I'm interested in kind of conspiracy theory stuff, both the mental stuff, which is obviously just madness and people losing their minds, and also the stuff that's slightly more based in realism, where that mentality can take you. It's a spiral. You can easily go down it, and I've kind of investigated that path, and it's before you know it, you start thinking pretty mental things. Some people believe that maybe over the next 10 years we're going to witness a kind of orchestrated alien type presence, which is not real. It's fake, but it's kind of orchestrated by our governments in order to kind of get an excuse to expand weapons budgets and stuff like that, because they're running out of excuses. It's difficult to say, isn't it, without sounding really mental, but so I suppose that you could say there's a link. I sometimes like using that kind of terminology to describe other ththings, like supermassive black hole. I'm not actually singing about outer space necessarily. I'm just kind of doing a comparison between kind of icebergs melting and people, all the planets and stars being sucked into a supermassive black hole. Doing sort of maybe we're all like that naturally. Maybe we're all attracted to destruction naturally. Right to Cydonia. Cydonia is a region on Mars. It's possibly slightly more on the berserk side of conspiracy theory, maybe. Cydonia is like a region on Mars that was photographed. You can see it on
Yahoo search.
But yeah, Yahoo Mars, and they have. You can look. It's a region where a lot of people are. There's this distant picture. It looks like a face, and there's another thing that looks like a five-sided pyramid, and there's like a bunch of other stuff that looks like kind of abandoned pyramids, and some people are kind of theorising. It's all quite interesting stuff. It's probably all just a bunch of madness, but I quite like it, and the song is kind of plays with that idea a little bit. The idea that maybe there was once a big battle that took place on Mars for the future of mankind, and we ended up here for some weird reason. I've always been naturally interested in that kind of stuff, I suppose I was reading a few books around the time of making the album, so I started that kind of got the ball rolling, I started contemplating what am I going to be living in 20 years' time. I'll start getting some wooden hut somewhere. It's important to me to be living somewhere where there's a good sort of supply of trees and fresh water. So I moved to Italy at that point, and I live by a lake with trees, and I've got an axe and stuff, so I'm ready. I'm ready in case it goes down. I'm turning into one of those weird people in Idaho, that kind of. I've got like a book called Dare to Prepare, which is, it tells you how to purify water after a nuclear fallout and stuff, and it's good information. Everyone should know this stuff. To me, it's a very optimistic album. I mean, there's some dark subject matter for sure, but I think real optimism is when you can find some hope in a relatively sort of desperate subject matter in some of the songs, and I think overall there's like a will to fight, a desire to fight, and I think that's a positive emotion, when it's used correctly.